What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and as always, I am joined by the podcast dad himself, sporting once again another Philadelphia Eagles t-shirt. It is going to be a long off season.
What do you mean long off season?
Shit.
Did I get to wear this forever? What are you talking about? It's not just the off season. It's the rest of your damn life as long as we do this.
Fuck me. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know what? It's been a long weekend. I'm just gonna let you have that one and say hello. It's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too, bud. You're looking all casual and you're in your wool sweater. You look good.
I try. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us as well. Make sure to give us a follow on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. You can like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We need your help to get there. Podcast Dad, tell our friends what they should do.
Just tell one person. If you like what we're doing here, we got fun guests. We have great shows. We have preview shows. We have prediction shows, which I was wrong on a lot of my predictions for this weekend and today.
Yes,
but I'll eat my crow and jump in the comments and we'll have some fun. Interact with us on social media and we will answer. We ask if please subscribe. That's all.
Yeah, very simple request. And while you're at it, if you want to hop into our chats, hop into the chats of our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network. If you love great podcasts, blogs, fan art, memes, TikTok content, live streams, you name it, we have it. We've got something pretty cool in the works. I don't know how much we're allowed to say about it just yet, but it is going to involve the entire network, and it is going to be quite the experience is what we'll say at that. We'll get some more details coming soon. Also, shout out to our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel.bigcartel.com. Promo code WJP2024 gets you 25% off site-wide. Excuse me. Podcast Dad, I talked to Will this past weekend, and he has some merch on the way for us, including this swanky new Wrestle Sips t-shirt. I'm telling you, it is going to look real good on us. You guys can get yours today as well. We got some new episodes of Wrestle Sips coming soon. Podcast Dad, like you said, it has been an eventful weekend in wrestling, and the Super Strong Style Tournament presented by Progress Wrestling Day 2, I believe, has already finished up here, but it wasn't a great one for you.
All right, move on.
You were very loud and very wrong about a couple of things.
We both were.
That again, that's fine. I just was not as loud as you were. I just kept it in the guise of friendly predictions. No. You don't get to pin this on me.
Okay, we're gonna move on. We have a guest. We can talk about it after. How about that?
That is perfectly fine. I cannot wait, but this I really can't wait for. We are joined by one of our favorites on the indies right now, Big Trouble Ben Bishop. He is known for his viral sketches that give us a unique behind-the-scenes look at the life of an independent wrestler. He's truly made a name for himself with his humor, passion, and his powerful performances in the ring. This weekend, Ben will be facing Trevor Outlaw in our hometown of Cincinnati at Rumble at Rheingeist. Podcast Dad, I'm pretty sure this is your first. Is this your first or second wrestling show at Rheingeist?
It's been my first at Rheingeist. I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah, I went to one in October. It is a great fucking setup for a wrestling show, so you're in for a treat.
Good.
Yeah.
The whole fam will be there. Podcast mom will be there too, so she's excited as well.
Love it. Hugo Ramsey will also be in the house as well. So, yeah, let's make a night of it. But without further ado, let's welcome Big Trouble Ben Bishop to the stage. Love that t-shirt, man.
Of course, I got to rep the brand. I was sitting in the green room sipping the champagne and my green M&Ms. I subscribed. You have 2 new subscribers. So from
there we
different
go.
email accounts. So hey, you know what? Wherever you can get them, right? I get it how it works. Wherever you can get them, I got you, fellas. I got you. So I'm there with you. I understand how it works. So now you have 2 new subscribers to your channel. We're on the way. 39 more to 500.
All right. We're gonna get there.
You're gonna get there. You're going to get there. So no, I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm ready to rock. This weekend's going to be great. Excited to get to Cincinnati for the first time. And I put out today about this highly sought after Skyline Chili. So I've heard it's great. I've heard it sucks. And I want to hear just a quick, you have 15 seconds to put over Skyline Chili podcast ad. Go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say. 15 seconds.
There's no reason for me to put it over. I had it literally Friday night. I had the 3-way. I had 2 cheese conies with mustard and onion. You have to get the mustard and onion. And the podcast mom also had a 4-way with onions. Boom. You're done.
Chilito, you got to add some chili and spaghetti into a tortilla.
Little sour
Hey,
cream too.
nothing like a 3-way and a 4-way with some chili, huh?
Hey,
Facts.
don't
I'm not going to
kink
kink shame. Not going to kink shame. So you do you, man. You and podcast mom do buying closed doors. It's not nothing I got to speak about. So
hey, that's how you end up with twins.
So I know that you've heard a little bit about the lore of Skyline Chili itself. There is a relatively new item that has made its way to the shelves as well. It is Skyline Chili flavored ice cream. So I just want to get your initial reaction to hearing those.
Disgusting.
That's
That's not going to be tried.
No, it's good.
That's it. That's
good.
Damn good.
You know what they have?
It's
Though?
actually
Like,
good.
I'm from New England. No, it's not good. I'm from New England, and stop pretending. And then you know what's really big and like a huge seller up there is lobster ice cream, especially on like Cape Cod. They like it like sells out, and it's if you're gonna eat ice cream, like why do that to yourself? Like why do you need to just be normal? You know, like I will kink shame here. Like don't do that. You don't need to have lobster. If you want to have lobster, go have lobster. If you want to have ice cream, go have ice cream. Like come on, like, where's society going at this point? We're losing the plot here. The Matrix is imploding onto us here.
Yeah, well, if the worst thing we're doing is trying word ice cream, I think we're in a good spot. But
yeah,
let's.
I think we're hitting rock bottom soon. Sign of things to come.
Man, Ben, we appreciate you coming back on.
Of course.
For those who have not heard your story, can you give us like a quick rundown of how you got into wrestling and like your wrestling journey so far?
Yeah, I mean, how I got into wrestling it was on a whim, to be honest. Like it wasn't like, I'm not gonna lie and say like, you know, my whole life I couldn't wait to finally get into wrestling school at age 18. You know, I always loved wrestling. Just never thought I would do it. And at age 29, you know, it's the ripe old age of 29, I went to a wrestling show on a Friday night, was approached by Gilbert on a whim, and then he introduced me to James Ellsworth. Next day I started training. He was just like, you want to do this? It's like, yeah, sure. Why not? let's just go for it. And yeah, now 6 years later, I'm talking to you guys. Talk about the dream, huh? There's really nothing better. There's nothing better. But things have gone great. You know, pro wrestling's pro wrestling. There's ups, there's downs, there's ins, there's outs. I mean, you know, it's a roller coaster of emotions. I think it's unlike any other industry. It's truly carny at its core, sometimes in the worst way, sometimes in the best way. But you got to kind of figure out your own lane. And I think over the past few years, I've done it. I've figured out kind of my lane, you know, for better or for worse, for people that like it, people that don't like it, you know, but at the end of the day, if you don't have some haters, you don't have some people that dislike it, you're probably not doing something right. So, it's been a fun ride. I've definitely enjoyed it. Done some cool things I never thought I could do. I've had a lot of fun. And it's just continuing, especially this Friday in Cincinnati.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, part of creating your own lane has been the sketches that we see on social media, and you kind of give us a look at independent wrestling in just a very, very unique way. Take us through the creative process behind these moments, and how do you balance keeping it fun, but also making sure that it's authentic, even if it might ruffle some feathers?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is my humor has always been pretty self-deprecating. I've never really taken myself too serious. So the reason I think it ruffles some feathers is because when I do it, I'm like, I'm just making fun of myself. Like a lot of the stuff that I poke fun at, I've done. So like I'm saying like, hey, I've done this. Like I've been this silly, goofy guy before. Like besides I haven't been a promoter yet, but we all know the bad promoters. I never will be. But I think that's why I kind of ruffle some feathers. I look at it as like, hey man, it's just comedy. Like I'm just making a joke. Like I'm not trying to be mean. I think I would be like, you know, like I say, hey, you can come back at me. I don't care. Like I just have fun. I like with it. So I think sometimes I get caught in that, and people have told me like, oh well, not many people are like that. So you got to be careful. So that when it comes to ruffling feathers, that's kind of the answer there. But when it comes to the creative process, you know, man, like it's weird. I've been asked this question a few times, and I don't. It's nothing. It's nothing too. Best way to say it, like it's not like sophisticated in any way. Like a creative process to me. Sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. and I'll just write something down on my phone. Like something will come to me in like I don't know if it's like a dream or just like my subconscious or something. And I'll just write it down and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that once I, wake up the next couple hours from now. I'm going to think about how I can do this. Sometimes it's more thought out. Sometimes, I'll be at a show, something will happen, or I'll see somebody and like an idea will pop in my head and I'll try to get a video done. I know the big internet chatter these last few days has been about working, shitty indie shows, or shindies as we like to call them. That's where I've got a lot of my content. So it's like, so thank God for them. I don't have much of an opinion on the topic. I think both Danny Limelight, who had the original tweet, and people who have disagreed with him, I think there's truth to both. But that's why I thank God for shindies, because if it wasn't for those, I wouldn't have any content. I'd have no creative bone in my body. But no, it's been like creating the videos is really, for me personally, has given me kind of just more of an outlet, something to do, a way to stand out. I put that tweet out earlier today about, it is a tough industry to stand out in. And, and the tweet was about Milo Mira. If you haven't seen him, he's the pogo stick guy. I'm sure everybody has seen him at this point.
Yeah.
Great dude. He's out of the Northeast. Been on a few shows with him. But it's hard. It's hard to find a lane to stick out in. And I think that's what, I'm trying to do, is do something different. It's not just wrestle, rinse, repeat, and just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And hopefully one person that has the right influence likes you, right? Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I decided 2 years ago, is just to do something a little bit different. And when you do different things, a lot of people like to keep things status quo, and they like to keep things like what they know. And then once you get out of that comfort zone of theirs, it starts to, they don't know how to react. So it's not always just hate. I think a lot of it comes down to confusion, that they have no idea. Like, wait, I don't get, why is he popular? Why do people like what he does? This isn't normal. This isn't, similar guys that get hate like that is Joe Hendry, where it's like, why is he popular? I don't like the song, so it shouldn't be popular, even though there's majority of people do. So it's like, that's when the hate comes in, where it's like confusion sets in and they look for anything to kind of jump on you for. So that's kind of it. But I mean, honestly, when it comes to creative process, I'm just an idiot. And I just come up with stuff. It's really, too long didn't read. I'm just an idiot. I'm just a moron that likes to be a moron on camera. So that's it.
That's allowed. That's allowed.
We're all morons. What do we do? We're in a ring in little clothing, wrestling around with each other. We're all just a bunch of morons.
No, and you talk about, if I can pull it up here while I did it. You talked about Joe Hendry. You had a tweet and coming out there talking about how anybody would do that, right? Like everybody's saying, "Oh, he's getting buried. It's terrible." Like, I personally didn't see it that way. I'm not going to speak for Eric. I don't think Eric saw it that way. Like, he was at WrestleMania against Randy Orton in one of the most viral spots of the whole card. Like, people thinking that was a burial is just not. Like you said, they lost the plot. They lost.
I mean, it's again, look what people are going to remember from that. They're not going to remember, the majority of people, at least. We don't. And I talk about like Twitter. Twitter's not the majority of people. So Twitter's the minority of people. Like it's a minority of wrestling fans. It's not the majority. So majority of people are just going to remember this guy, Joe Hendry, coming out, having a giant reaction, looking at Randy Orton's face, who's like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Like, this guy's reaction, like one of the greatest of all time, acknowledging that, and then in the match, the guy got a bunch of moves in, more moves than some guys that were on AEW Dark got. So that was my point. And somebody said to me, "Oh, this is like, he looks like a geek. He looks like a loser." I'm like, dude, so then we all shouldn't do dark matches, or we shouldn't do any of that stuff because we're going to be thought of as a geek or a loser. And then it's like, oh, well, the TNA championship. No one's going to remember what happened in the match. Everyone's just going to say the TNA champion showed up at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's it. No one's thinking like, I haven't seen since then one person be like, TNA's buried because their champion got beat by Randy Orton. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you got to think of it this way. Like, think of it's like the heavyweight, the UFC champion going up against like a lower level champion from another promotion. Obviously, the UFC heavyweight champion's better, right? Like it's like like, or you think about like the NBA, the best team in the NBA taking on the best team in France, right? Like, okay, they're both the best teams in their respective leagues.
Yeah.
But obviously the NBA team's going to be better. Obviously Randy Orton's going to be better than Joe Hendry. I don't think there's a problem with that. I think Randy Orton's top 10 of all time. Yeah. So I don't think Joe Hendry's losing any credibility because he lost to Randy Orton. So that's my take on that. And if any wrestler says, "Oh, I wouldn't sign up for that," you're a liar. You're a liar, and just quit. Just quit, because you don't. If you wouldn't sign up for WrestleMania to face off against Randy Orton, then I don't know what your goals are. I can't speak for any of you.
Yeah, no. I just had to acknowledge that tweet. Sorry, Eric.
No, it's fine. And real quick to that point, I mean, it's that kind of belief that Podcast Dad, you've said it's not out of the realm possibility. John Cena versus Joe Hendry happens this year because we got Joe versus Randy at WrestleMania. That made it more. John Cena's greatest rival, arguably. Like, there's no reason that it can't happen. That's the world that we live in. So I'm glad that we
look at these guys. I mean, it's something to be said about viral moments too. And like, I understand that it can get some people upset. And but if we're talking we're speaking honestly, wrestling's not fair. Entertainment's not fair. It's not. No, it doesn't just mean because you're there, you're going to get a spot. Never has been like that. Never will be like that. So a lot of people get spots because it's the right time, right place. And at this point, it was the right time, right place for somebody like Joe Hendry. And somebody must have said, hey, Kevin Owens can't go. Let's create a viral moment. This guy has created viral moments for a whole entire year. Yep. Why not? And it's like, hey, that's the business. That's the business that they're in. And, you can't be mad at it. You just got to understand, the guy, but you can't be mad at it. You got to be happy for a guy like Joe Hendry, because that is everybody's dream. And he got to live it in front of everyone. And you could just see it on his face. And that was the coolest part. It's like, you could just see him being like, holy shit. Like, it's just unbelievable. This is insane. Like, because I made this song 6 years ago, mind you, that song came out. So that wasn't a new song. He had that song for a while. I saw him at a Ring of Honor show in Baltimore in 2020, and I was just like, oh, this song's kind of catchy. It's kind of cool. And, but the people were cheering, but there wasn't like much fanfare behind him. And now look at the guy. It's crazy. It is.
Yeah.
Let's circle back around to Rumble at Rheingeist. You have a big match. Trevor Outlaw.
I do.
This rivalry is becoming something.
What I will say is that we are seeing if Trevor can go. I think Trevor's got a little bit of a injury, so we're going to see if that's going to affect anything. But still, if he shows up, I'm going to beat the shit out of Trevor. I'm going to. I'm going to. I think that we will see. We will see what happens. Trevor's a hell of a performer. He's a hell of a wrestler. That guy. He gets heat wherever he goes. So I'm excited to wrestle him in front of the fans at Rheingeist, right? That's what it's called, Rheingeist Brewery.
Yes. Yeah.
I collect brewery hats. These are all the hats you see behind me. So I can't wait to get one.
Nice.
I don't have one from Ohio yet. I try to collect one from each state. So Ohio's
it's a damn good one to get. Yeah, for sure.
All right, good. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, back to Trevor. I mean, he's one of the guys in the Midwest. I see him all over shows in Illinois, outside Chicago. I think that's where he's from. Is he, or is he from Ohio? He's Chicago. He's Chicago.
I think he's from Chicago.
Yeah. So I see him all over. I know he's got his tag team Hot Commodity with Hayden Backlund. I see him all over. I know they're always getting booked. So it's a guy I've had my eye on. Would love to, and always love to wrestle with him. So I'm excited for this opportunity, and hopefully it happens. We'll see. But I am very very excited for Friday night, because I've been trying to work with Pro Wrestling Ventures / Warrior Wrestling for a while now. And nice. You know what I love about them? I will say this is they don't overpromise. They tell you, like, we'll get you in at some point. They always respond. Steve is great. This is me putting the promoter over. Steve is great. This is very carny, very political. But he's a promoter that always gets back to you. Always let me know. I've been messaging them since 2021, trying to work. They don't run a ton of shows, but the thing I love about it is that they don't overbook the shows either. So, when you're on the show, it's I think it's 5 matches this weekend, but like 6-7 matches at the most. The shows are, timed correctly. So, so everybody can have a good time. And that's the best. That's the best. When we talk about like, shindy wrestling, one of the things I talk about is that, overbooked shows, 12, 13, 14 matches. It doesn't feel special at that point, right? Like you want to be on shows that almost feels special. And then the fans get what they want. Fans don't want to be there for 4 hours. Nobody wants to be there for 4 hours watching wrestling. You want to get a good 2.5 hours in, enjoy it. Okay. It's not too late. Maybe I can go out, have a drink, have some fun. That's what people want. So I'm very excited to finally be part of the Pro Wrestling Ventures / Warrior Wrestling family there.
Awesome. I mean, and it's a busy weekend for you. I mean, you have this, and then you're headed down to Tampa the next night. I mean, take us through what's the travel day gonna
busy,
look like?
Man. I mean, it's gonna be, I get on a flight at 7:30, get a connection, and I think it's in Charlotte, and then to Cincinnati. Then early the next morning, getting up a connection, coincidentally in Atlanta, and then down to Charlotte. Down to Tampa, and I get to wrestle Danny Briggs, which what a clash of styles that's going to be. Right? I mean, I don't know what to expect. I mean, the guy is seems like a no nonsense brawler type, British brawler type. It's kind of that prototype British guy. And I'm all nonsense, so we're going to see how this is going to go. And it's but I love CCW is a great place as well. Coastal Championship Wrestling. They run in Nashville. They run all over Florida. They're trying to expand into Georgia as well. So it's a great company to be a part of. Awesome talent. Nelio does a great job again putting the promoter over like a carny. As you can see, big carny cool in my little tagline here. He does a great job finding talent and putting them in good matches. And again, runs good, succinct 2.5 hour shows that people want to go to. They draw great crowds. So that's these two really awesome opportunities this weekend. This is what we got to live for. These type of shows, right? Yeah. Like these are the shows that they're promoted well. There's all good talent on the shows. The show's 2.5 hours long, and so I think it's really a awesome. I'm very fortunate for this weekend. It's gonna be a good time. It'll be tiring because then I got to stick around a little bit. I'll be staying down in Florida for a few days after and going to train actually at a steel school on Monday. So I'll be doing that. Nice. So it'll be a long few days, but that's why we do it. That's why we do it. It's supposed to be fun, and I'm still having fun.
Yeah. Well, Ben, appreciate you coming on. We're super pumped to see you in action in person this weekend, and hopefully you'll save some time to have a beer with us after.
Oh, you know it, boys. Please. And you're buying.
It's fine.
Deal.
Eric's rich.
Eric's rich.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So Eric's buying everything.
Yes.
All right, fellas. Well, hey, thanks so much. Looking forward to seeing you Friday.
Yes, thank you, Ben.
See you, boys.
I'll talk soon. Many thanks again to Ben Bishop for joining us, man. I'm pumped for this weekend. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
It never gets old, right? It never gets old.
No.
Going to shows, supporting what I would consider a friend at this point, and just kind of seeing them do what they love. It's always fun. It's always rewarding, and we support them. And if you could support us, that we can continue to support them. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes, I did just do that. I'm sorry.
No, I'm impressed. There's nothing shameless about it. We're putting ourselves over. We do good work. We want to grow this community. We want to have some fun doing it. So I'm not sorry at that. I just noticed my fucking collar on my hoodie keeps wanting to stay up there. Anyway, pullover, whatever.
You don't have collars.
Is that better?
I mean,
okay, whatever.
Defeats the podcast purpose of what a hoodie would be. SmackDown is in the books, folks. Yes, SmackDown is in the books. What'd you like?
Naomi needs to be the next women's champion. There's nobody else that I want to see take this title from Tiffany Stratton right now than Naomi. It has to be her. It has to be her.
Man, I'd love for it to be Naomi. I really would. I really, really would. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Keep Jade in chase mode. Once Naomi takes the title, it's a bigger moment if Jade takes it from Naomi.
Yeah, I know. Look, I'm on board. You don't have to sell me. I'm on board. She's the best work of her career right now at this very moment, and she's killing it. She's earned it.
Yep,
that's for sure. She has earned it.
Hell yeah.
I want a lengthy run. I don't want this to be like a transition to Jade. That's what I would worry about.
Sure.
But man, hell yeah, give it to Naomi. Tiffany had her run and it was fine, and it's I don't know. Maybe it's time for a change.
Yeah,
I mean it's caution tape.
I see what you did there. Yeah, I mean, Tiffany, we know that she will be women's champion again in her career. She got the WrestleMania story, even though it may not have been what any of us expected as far as
match was fun.
The actual, yeah. I'm just saying, if we want to look at the entire thing as a whole from start to finish, including the match now, there was, it could have been worse, but it also could have been a lot better. That's okay. She's going to get another moment she got the WrestleMania moment out of this, good for her, but Naomi and Jade have been consistently the best story in the women's division away from a title. Let's add some gold to the mix now.
Yeah, no, I'm good with it. I want it to happen. They weren't announced for Backlash, were they? I don't think so.
I don't believe so yet.
So it'll be, whether that's the next PLE or like a Saturday Night's Main Event or something. Could be just on a SmackDown. They've changed the titles on SmackDown before, so it could be that as well. Speaking of titles, Fatal 4-Way at Backlash: Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu.
Okay, let's go.
Is Jacob dropping the title?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Solo didn't seem too happy that he was accepting that challenge. And you don't have to pin Jacob to lose this match.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I'm still gonna say no. No.
Do you really need the title for Solo and Jacob?
No, you do not.
No, you do not.
I just don't. I'm not ready for this title to switch hands again.
Why?
Why? I've been preconditioned to the lengthy title reigns, man. I want somebody to just go on. I like a run. Not
anymore. We're getting a run with John Cena. That's your run.
If Jacob Fatu, and I'm sure we'll get into this. We got Wrestling Spotlight coming up this Thursday, so we're going to be breaking all this down with Gerald. But the only person I see, if it's not Jacob Fatu winning this match, then I think Drew McIntyre walks out.
Yeah, Grand Slam. That would complete his Grand Slam title.
Oh, you know what? Okay, good for him. All right.
And give him something to do in the meantime while he's not kind of in the main event picture. I don't hate it.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Okay.
I don't hate it. There's people to feud with. One of them just came back.
It's fair.
Looks like he's going to feud with Mello, but I'm good with that. I like Mello. And
give me that. Yeah, that was, and Miz was just the conduit to get that going. I'm good with that.
And that's fine. Alistair looked good. Hopefully, stays healthy. I know the back was an issue. Hopefully that's in an okay spot. Randy Orton cutting another promo was good. SmackDown was fine. Ray Phoenix.
It's that post
showing off
kind of
Fraxium showing off again. We kind of see what direction they're headed. It'll be interesting to see, if with Phoenix, where they do the same thing they did with Penta with kind of the IC title. Like, do they put Phoenix in that in the US title frame? Like, what does that look like? I guess it depends on who wins the title, of course. But I could see that as well. But yeah, I mean, pretty. I don't want to say ho-hum episode of SmackDown, but not a bad episode. It was just
fun. We're just coming off of WrestleMania. There is going to be that breather to try to get stuff reset. Backlash was 3 weeks away. What's the next? Is Money in the Bank next after this?
That's a loaded question.
July, I want to say.
Hold on, folks.
While he's looking that up, thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure to give us a follow on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. Make sure you follow our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network at mainevent_net on all social media platforms. We got something really, really cool potentially in the works over Memorial Day weekend. Cannot wait to share more with you guys about that. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Every little bit helps. Big Trouble Ben Bishop is now subscribed to the Wrestling Junkies podcast, and that's pretty fucking cool.
Yes. So there is Saturday night's main event on May 24th.
Okay.
Keep that date in mind. And then
Yes.
we also have Money in the Bank in June. There's also Worlds Collide, which I don't know if WWE's going to be a part of that, or it's just NXT, but like WWE's on the logo. No, never mind. Sorry, that's June 7th too. So that's that doubleheader with Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah. Okay, all right. So they've got a lot to build towards. Yeah.
And Ray Phoenix will be on that Worlds Collide card. Come on.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. No, give him the damn world.
And Penta. And hopefully Ray's back. Dominic should be on that.
Yep.
A lot of people should be on that. It'll be.
Yeah.
Ooh, your Intercontinental Champion, Dom Mysterio.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that. Do you want to break down Raw, or do you want to talk about the elephant in the room?
Let's talk a little bit about Raw, and then once we have some time to gather our thoughts on the releases, I know that we don't have a whole lot of time left. I think this is a topic that should get a little bit more attention whenever it happens, just because these are people's lives that we're talking about here, and we're going to do so respectfully and give it what it deserves.
I think you take it as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, happy it happened, but you take it as an opportunity to go out and prove why they need you in the first place. But we'll see what happens. Io Sky goes one-on-one with Roxanne Perez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Rusev takes on Otis.
Meat.
Didn't think I'd say that like 3 months ago, but here we are. Braun Breaker, Heyman, and Rollins are advertised for tonight. Penta takes on JD McDonough. And then Becky calls out Lyra. So
I like it. Pretty solid show for go home episode of Raw before Backlash. At least we're kind of getting away from rematches. There's some new stuff kind of being injected into it. I think this will be this is just something fun to watch on a Saturday night.
Backlash?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're getting John Cena and Randy Orton potentially for the last time. So it's kind of historic.
I'm not ready.
No. And I think Cena will be on SmackDown if I'm not mistaken. I think he was advertised. So for the go home. So like that. Man, Cena and Orton one last time. That's
wow.
I don't know how to react to that. It's my childhood going down the drain, but it's fine.
Yep.
It's all good.
Well, we'll be here to break it down all this week. Many thanks again to Big Trouble Ben Bishop for joining us. Can't wait to see him at Ryan Guys this weekend.
Drinks are on.
Follow us on X. Yeah.
You're rich.
I wish people would not say that. Okay. All right.
I'll ask Hugo. I see. Don't worry. I see the Instagram stories.
That's gonna
partying it up every damn weekend. Always out and about.
I would say every week. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you don't have kids, huh?
It's not fair. You can't just play that card all the time. It's not fair.
But I spend money too. I just eat it at home.
It's so appropriate here. You know that, right? Like it's
go out, I DoorDash.
Yeah, exactly.
Same
yeah, because we don't have kids though, so it's not like we're ordering kids meals. It's like no, we can actually be like, hey, what do you want to do today? Have some margarita pitchers because it's almost Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, that's what we're gonna.
Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo, by the way.
Yes,
I totally forgot it was until 3 hours ago.
That happens.
Yeah, no tacos tonight. Didn't prep that.
It's okay.
Hey, good talking to you though.
Somewhere probably is just shedding a tear. Anyway,
nobody cares. He's dead.
Hey,
rolling over.
You sure about that?
Like, God, I hope
you
so.
Sure about that?
Don't do that.
That's just mean. That's just okay. What did he ever do to you?
I'm mean. Hurt my feelings.
Okay, now it's officially time to end the show. Podcast Dad,
Yes.
great to see you. Thank you all for joining us tonight. As always, we'll be back tomorrow night, 6:30 Eastern. We're going to break down Raw. We're going to talk a little NXT. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room with the WWE releases, and we're just going to have a great fucking week talking professional wrestling.
As always, please subscribe.
That's Podcast Dad and Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Until next time, enjoy the graps.